to visit sometimes.
I can't say any of the parks in London or New York particularly interest me, but there we are. Where? Oh, the nicest park I know is in Kiev. There's a park in Kiev where they have very old historical houses and windmills, like hundreds of years ago. Anton, what is the name of that park? Do you know?
In Kiev?
It's on the outskirts of Kiev, and it's like a historical park.
Межигір'я, you mean, yeah? Межигір'я.
I don't know, but when you walk around, you come to houses and they're furnished and people live like it was like hundreds of years ago. And I really enjoyed it.
Mariinsky Park.
But it's in the center of Kiev, Mariinsky Park.
Well, this park is...
There are a lot of parks in Kiev, and I don't know them everything.
I have some photographs somewhere of when I was there, and you had a meal in this house that was like 300 or 400 years old, and the windmill was next door, and they were making bread from the flour they made in the windmill. It was a really like a working museum. It was a really good place to go. That's a very nice Christmas tree behind you.
Yeah, behind me, yeah, my favorite. And I made it myself. Decorated with my daughter. My daughter and I decorated. And everything is very fancy and festive, look festive and beautiful, really.
I'm sad living in a hotel at the moment, not having a Christmas tree.
Are you in a hotel now?
Oh yeah, I'm living in a hotel at the moment.
Really? So, why do not they decorate the rooms in their hotel? I don't know.
I think a lot of it is to do with COVID. Even many of the towns have not put up a Christmas tree this year to stop people gathering to look at the Christmas trees. So Christmas is going to be very quiet in England. And I'm very pleased that I'm leaving England before Christmas.
Really? Well, I'm looking at my Christmas tree and it's beginning to look like a lot like Christmas, you know.
Where are all the presents? I can't see any presents under your Christmas tree.
Oh, there is no any present. Presents, no any. Maybe it will a little bit later. In Ukraine, it's on December 21st or January the 1st. It's usually when we get presents, a lot of presents.
Oh, January 23rd. I thought it was January 7th, Christmas. Old Christmas.
Yeah, January 7th.
7th, yeah.
Yeah.
And January 14th is Old New Year. Yes?
Yes. So we begin, some people begin celebrating Christmas on December the 25th, 24, 25, and then we are waiting for New Year, and then the 7th of January, and then what we're waiting, 14th of January, really?
Yeah, 14th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some people are waiting, some people not.
It's 1 month of holidays.
Yeah, so many holidays, and we get presents and give presents to our children especially.
I've spent a few Christmases in Ukraine, so I actually quite like the idea that you can perhaps it's changing now, but before very easily you could get a table in a restaurant on the 25th of December. 5, maybe 10 years ago, no one seemed to celebrate the 25th, and I remember getting a restaurant table, and the restaurant was almost empty on the 25th of December. So that was one of the advantages of living in Ukraine. But there we are.
Well, as for me, I like the December of 25th and 24th because I have a birthday on December the 24th, and I consider it as my special festive day, my celebration of my birthday, and I like to celebrate Christmas these days.
Nobody here wants a birthday anywhere near the December 25th.
Why?
Because you get one big present and one big celebration instead of two. It's better to have them far apart, and then you can have two celebrations rather than one.
Oh, I see. So I have my birthday and Eastern, Christmas, then New Year, then Christmas on January the 7th. So a lot of festive days.
Yeah, I know Ukraine does practically stop for a month, but there we are. Will there be a spectacular this year? That was the one thing I like about Ukraine. Every year you get the Christmas New Year spectacular where all the stars perform like a musical 2-hour feature. It was Doma Adin, I remember, a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Zelensky was the robber, one of the two robbers. So yes, I quite like that.
Yeah.
Are they advertising one for this year?
Oh, really?
Normally they advertise it well in advance. I remember when it was that one year it was the Three Musketeers, it was Home Alone another year. Yeah, so many. I've got a lot of them on my computer.
С легким паром, you know? Did you hear about that movie?
Which one's that?
Yeah, it's like a Russian movie, which is showed on the New Year each year on December the 31st December, on 31st, and January the 1st and the 2nd, and so on until the January the 14th, you know.
That's not the one set in the office where the little guy with a moustache wants to has a relationship with the woman. Oh, it's the Office of Statistics. That's it. I remember. It's a very old Russian movie. You know this movie?
No.
What do you mean? Yeah.
From the Soviet Union?
Oh, it's from Soviet Union time. It's in, and it's set in the Office of Statistics. But I mean, it's on every year. It's on every year.
Office Romance. Yeah, John. It's Office Romance.
Okay.
What's her name? The main character. Yeah, Людмила Прокофьевна.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, Людмила Прокофьевна.
I've seen that movie. Fortunately, the very old movies are easier for me to understand in Russian than the modern ones. The modern ones, they speak too quickly for me, but the old ones are quite good.
Oh, yeah, служебный роман, Людмила Прокофьевна.
John, we have another student here. Mary, say something to John.
Yes, but I'm in the underground, so...
She is in underground. Mary, where are you?
That's got to be...
I'm coming home, you know.
Mary is in Kiev.
On the metro, probably, if she's underground.
Yeah, she is on the metro.
I miss you so much. Kisses.
John, say something to Mary.
I don't know. I like the metro in Kiev. It's very clean, but although the best metro in the world is the one in Dnipropetrovsk, or Dnipro, as it is now.
Yes.
It's the smallest metro, but it is the cleanest metro in the world, I am sure.
Really, in Dnipro, the cleanest metro?
No, it's not the cleanest.
So where have you been on a cleaner metro than in Dnipro?
John, I have never been on that metro in my life.
I've been there so long times. I don't remember.
Yeah, I lived in that city for 37 years, and I had never used that underground.
I had a girlfriend who lived at Redstone, so I used to take it from the central station and travel on the metro to the end of the line, all 6 stops, and it was beautifully clean. It was one of the best metros I've ever been on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, those who live in that part of the city, they use underground. Yeah, but it's only those people who live. Yeah. It's that in that direction, Anya. You live there, yeah? Diyovka, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, but we don't have there is no any underground here. It's far from the place I live here.
Oh, yeah.
It is far from. So I have to take a taxi and go to the place where underground, where there is any underground in our city. So I don't remember how it looks like, but I remember that it's not bad. It's not bad. Sometimes it's useful to get somewhere because traffic jam and so on.
It's the same if you live in London. 90% of the entire metro system is north of the River Thames. Only a few stations south of the River Thames, because the poor people live on south of the river, where I was born, and the rich people live north of the river. So all the metro and underground system is north of the river, which has always been annoying to people like me.
So
it's the same in New York, actually. The metro system is very poor or very sparse in where the poor people live, but there's plenty of metro stations where the rich people live. Very strange.
Yeah, but well, underground can save you from being late somewhere here sometimes.
I like using the metro systems in most countries, and I've been on many metros in many different countries.
In Moscow, have you been in Moscow?
I can't go. They won't let me in. They won't let me into Russia. I am blacklisted in Russia. I've worked for too many people that little nasty man in Russia doesn't like. So on every occasion that I've applied for a visa, they've declined my entry.
Yeah, I see.
John, why don't you write to Putin directly and ask for forgiveness?
I somehow think that when that poster about Putin wanted dead or alive, reward 1 million new friends, was plastered all over my social media, he might have been just a little bit upset. I probably don't want to go to Russia. But hey, Russia keeps thinking it might come here, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I was doing some filming with the British Army earlier this year, and they were all off to Estonia, and they were so hoping that men in little uniforms would come across the border, and when they came back, they were so unhappy that they didn't. So yeah, it was quite amusing listening to the soldiers. They had orders to shoot to kill anyone that came across the Estonian border wearing a uniform that had no markings. So, and nobody did. Nobody did. So I'm hoping they send the British Army to the Polish-Belarusian border next with the same orders. That'll be good. Yeah, so yes, politics and things are quite strange at the moment and quite fun and exciting. So there we are.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Really strange. Nice bear. Finally, I saw him or her.
Who?
She is Ursula, right?
Yeah, that's Ursula.
Yeah. She's very nice and tall.
You worry about a man whose best friend is a teddy bear called Ursula, don't you? It is concerning.
She's nice, yeah. By the way, Anya, where is the your private bank card. We are having a stream, so ask our viewers about donuts, yeah, and show the number of the card, yeah.
Oh, frankly speaking, I find out that I cannot stream right now because YouTube blocked me because I don't do something. I didn't do something. I don't know what is wrong. What is wrong? I don't know. I need to find out. So are you online?
Yeah,
Are you on
yeah.
YouTube?
Let's tell
Right
our
now?
viewers that
Okay.
we collect money for
Okay.
gift for Ursula.
Dear friends, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please support us and support my friend Anthony with donuts. Donuts, please.
Yeah.
Donuts.
Donuts. Yeah.
Donuts. Anthony, you are so unlucky. Because if I have a look in my rubbish bin,
Donations.
Yeah.
where's it gone? Oh.
Do you want to give me some donuts?
Support my friend Anthony with money.
Yeah.
I had
Money.
5
Big
donuts,
donation.
jam donuts in a packet today,
Oh.
and I ate them all. Sorry.
I love eating donuts. Really, they're so sweet.
They're very fattening, and I really do. I'm looking forward to getting back to work because when I work, I lose weight. When I'm not working and I'm hotel based or something, I put on far too much weight. Especially,
John, I know one strategy how to lose weight. Yeah. So
which strategy is that?
From my experience, yeah, from my own experience, yeah, is just get down with coronavirus, yeah, and spend 1 month in hospital, yeah, and then you lose 50 kilograms.
I don't think really I want to do that, Anton, but I'm staying in a restaurant, in a cafe where they do these very lovely chocolate desserts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all these wonderful steak and barbecue dinners. So
yeah, I was today in an Italian restaurant which is called Dolce Vita. Yeah, and we had pizza and tagliatelle and wine and of course tiramisu. Yeah.
And you have as much as you can eat breakfast here. So yesterday I went for breakfast. I had 4 fried eggs, 6 slices of bacon, 4 sausages, mushrooms, beans, and a lot of other things. So yeah, I don't think I ate much for the rest of the day, but I had the biggest breakfast I could imagine. So yes.
Well, breakfast should be big. It is okay if your breakfast is good and big.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is normally my lunch is big and my dinner is big as well, which is a little bit of a problem.
I became hungry. I was hungry. I'm listening.
We can
burgers.
Yeah, we can eat something tasty. Yeah.
Oh, I have plenty of food in my room.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I'll show you. Today, I can show you what I bought in a German supermarket, Lidl. John, you know Lidl, yeah? It's also
okay. Show us.
Yeah, I'll show you. So how to put my phone? Yeah, I will.
Gingerbread. Any gingerbread?
You know, gingerbread. I ate already gingerbread, so unfortunately, no. But what I have.
I couldn't buy any gingerbread here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Germans only ate sausages and drank beer.
So, for example, what I bought, it's a Christmas package, Rittersport. Yeah, you know this famous square chocolates. Yeah, famous.
Anton, you have to remember, I do not know these little small languages like German.
Yeah, John
The
today sent a
languages
message.
only a few people speak. I don't really understand.
You all the time see my videos in German, and then you ask what language is that? Yeah, so.
But the problem is, you see, when I go to Wikipedia, German isn't in the top 5 spoken languages. It's not in the top 10. It's not in the top 12. It's not in the top 15 spoken languages. German is 16th. It's only 100,000 people more than Vietnamese. Come on, it's a minority language that nobody speaks.
You know, but German is popular because all people want to go to Germany, want to live in Germany.
No, that's not true. What it is Germany had in the past the same ambitions as Mr. Putin. You see, if the Kaiser, Hitler or Merkel would have their way, the whole world would be speaking German. But unfortunately for the Germans, it never quite works out for them, which is why they are 16th in the world.
There are a lot of companies which are working with Germany now, Deutschland, in Ukraine here. It's very popular in Ukraine, maybe not in the world, but in Ukraine, popular.
Yeah, everybody likes a Mercedes car, but it doesn't mean the rest of the world speaks. More people speak Hindustani than speak German, would you believe? And actually, I have to learn some Hindustani for my work next year, which is a more popular language than German, because I have a role in an 8-part Hindustani TV series. So that will be very funny. But you just learn the noise. They tell you, say, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch," and you go, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch." And so you just learn the noise. You don't learn the words and what they mean. You just say the noise, and hopefully with a bit of tuition, it will come out okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one, look at this, cookies, yeah? So M&M's, do you like M&M's, John?
I like
M&M's is not a German, and cookies is not a German word. It's an American word.
Yeah, but it says here double chocolate cookies. I don't know why. You see that even in Germany they write in English. Yeah, so
you see, I did tell you, if all the world spoke English, the world would be a much better place. Even the Germans now are learning to
speak English. Yeah.
See, but if you went into an English shop, you would not find any packets that had German on the sweets. I promise you.
Yeah, I have some tea with lemon. No.
I have some hot blackcurrant.
Oh.
Let's
hot blackcurrant helps me diet. If I have a cup of tea, I have to have 3 sugars in the tea. So by drinking hot blackcurrant juice, I'm having less sugar. So that's my reasoning.
Okay, I have 1 sugar here right now in my tea. It's okay with me. It's enough for me.
The problem is I can drink, I mean, the English drink more tea per person than any other country in the world. And during the course of a day, I can drink 8 cups of tea. 3 sugars, that's 24 sugars a day, which is like 150 spoonfuls of sugar a week. And when I worked out how much that was, it frightened me. So I decided to stop drinking tea.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
So I am worried about my figure.
Yeah, me too. What about Anthony? What about you? Are you sugar-free or?
I ate today 1 kilo of tiramisu, so.
Oh, I see.
It's okay. That's enough for me for today. But you know, I like this Italian restaurant because you go there and you hear Italian music, you drink Italian wine, and there are a lot of foreigners. John, your compatriots from Britain. I saw two people today from London there. You see, so they travel.
How do you know they came from London?
Because I talked to them.
Ah, okay.
They
All
have
right.
some special, beautiful accent, like you,
No,
John.
they told me that they are on business. Yeah, they came to Germany on business, and they came from London. And we talked, of course, about coronavirus because coronavirus is the main topic for discussions now.
It's the main hero.
Yeah.
There are more accents and regional dialects in Britain than there is anywhere else in the world, which makes the English language sometimes difficult. So I probably do not have a London accent now, but I did when I was young and a teenager, and it's difficult now for me to even put back the London accent if I want to act in a London accent. So
your language is very beautiful right now. I like hearing it. It's really.
I spent
really
a lot of
beautiful.
time working for the BBC, and we had to have elocution lessons. So at that time, they did not want any regional accents. So we had to lose our accent. Now the BBC has changed, and they're very happy if you have a regional accent. So things change. Things change.
In Ukraine, there are so many dialects, and I don't understand most of them. Don't understand. It's so difficult to understand, really.
Yes.
Maybe people are kind to me because mostly when I travel, I understand, as long as they speak slowly, I understand what people are saying. So I don't have too much trouble. It's only when people the east-west divide in Ukraine, from the Ukrainian speakers to the Russian speakers. Everybody is fine with me because they know I'm a foreigner and I'm trying very hard to speak Russian. But I know from sad experience that traveling with one of my friends from the east of Ukraine to the west of Ukraine, when we were in Lvov, a friend of mine spoke to someone in a bookshop in Russian, and the girl refused to speak to him.
Really?
Because he was speaking in Russian. I went up afterwards and spoke to her in Russian, and she obviously understood I was a foreigner who was trying to speak Russian, and she was very polite and helpful to me. So obviously it was just that Russian-Ukrainian language divide, which is a problem. So strange.
Well,
it's politics. It's dirty politics, and I think that language must not be used as a means to combat, counteract people, divide people.
But it has been for so many years used. Yes.
You see, Ukrainian language is used as a means of, I don't know, fighting.
Means of war between people.
It's Cold War. So this language serves as a means of Cold War, and it's not good. Because if you want to popularize Ukrainian, then make new songs.
I was born in
Ukrainian popular books. And make new films in Ukraine. By the way, have you heard the latest news? 20 million hryvnias from the budget of Ukraine were, so this amount of money was spent on filming a movie, about gays in Ukraine. So what do you think about it? 20 million Ukrainian hryvnias.
I think that's a sad waste of money.
Yeah,
there are lots in Ukraine. That money could go on so many things that would benefit people in general, rather than a very small minority.
Well, I understand. Ukraine wants to have some publicity in the world. Yeah. So you see, we made this film. You see, we made something. Yeah, but it's a waste of money, I think. Also.
It's a difficult situation. It really is. I spend I do and still do spend a lot of my time in Eastern Europe, and there is such a resentment against the Russian language. As you know, I spend a lot of time in Moldova, and if you walk into a restaurant, a cafe, or a bar, the person who's going to serve you, you have to try working out how old they are. If they're older than 35, speak to them in Russian. If they're younger than 35, speak to them in English, because they were made to learn Russian when Moldova was occupied in the Soviet Union times, much to their dislike, because they all wanted to speak. There is no Moldovan language. Actually, it's Romanian with a few extra local words, and that's it. But so the younger people, the under 35s, hate Russian, and the over 35s still remember the good old days when you could have a wonderful afternoon queuing up for 3 hours, talking to your neighbors for a kilo of butter. So, yeah, it's but fortunately, as time goes on, the Russian speakers, the older ones, they're gradually dying off. And as the youngsters come through who are going to school for the first time, they don't have any understanding of what Russian was or what it was like to be part of the Soviet Union. So lots of Eastern Europe is changing. Have you seen Mr. Putin's demands for not invading Ukraine?
No.
No.
No, not yet.
They're on BBC News this afternoon.
Oh.
He's not saying he will invade Ukraine. What he's saying is to keep peace between Russia and the West. We have to go back to 1990, and all the countries that used to be part of the Soviet Union, or what did they call it? The Warsaw Pact. Now they mustn't have any foreign soldiers or any foreign weapons or any. So Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, that all foreign troops, all foreign weapons have to leave. So that's his demand for peace. The guy I think is.
I don't believe him.
No, nobody believes him.
It's just talking. It's just politics. People speak. Yeah. Just
so
talking to TV stars.
He's prepared some documents, and he would like the United States and the other powers in Europe to sign these documents to say they won't allow any foreign troops in this big long list of countries, which obviously they're not going to agree to at all. But you know, Mr. Putin is trying to keep his own people happy. He's got problems enough as it is. So, yeah, it's a terrible situation. I hope we don't go back to the days when we're having to fund the Ukrainian army from the baskets in the supermarkets. I remember, was it Varus? They used to have baskets there, and every Saturday I would go shopping, get a big trolley full of food and pasta and all kinds of things, and put in this army basket for the Ukrainian soldiers. But I don't think it will happen again.
No, never.
I think Ukraine is too strong now, and the cost of Putin being stupid. I do think that the parts of Ukraine that are they call it now the Donbass republics, I think they will get absorbed into Russia. I think that will happen. I think they're lost and gone forever.
Yes, maybe. Looks like this.
And I don't think we'll be holidaying in Crimea anytime soon.
Yes.
So, which is, I had some good holidays in Crimea too, but I wouldn't want to go there now. I wouldn't want to go there now.
Oh, nobody wants to go there, no.
So, yeah. And I feel sorry for a lot of the people on Crimea because their business has collapsed. People are really having problems there because there's no tourist trade as such.
Yes.
So,
Sad situation.
Yeah, but we have Christmas holiday edition. Yeah, so let's think about positive things in life. And what are your expectations of the next year, 2022? So what are your plans, your New Year resolutions, your hopes?
Oh, is there anybody except us, of three of us?
There's only the three of us. There's only the three of us.
Four of us. Ursula is also here. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ursula.
Three of us, a teddy bear.
John, you can start. Tell us about your New Year resolutions.
Next year, I hope to get my life back because I feel like this year has been. I pretty much lost my life this year. I've been spent much of it in England, and I hate my time in England. I've sold a house in England. I inherited a house that's now sold, finished, and I will be very upset if I don't visit at least 12 or 15 countries in the next coming year. I have lots of film and TV projects to work on, so I'm expecting 2022 to be a very good year.
Me too. I'm expecting the same from this year. I want to travel, and I want to change the place I'm living now. I want to move to a flat or another house because I live in the house with my husband's parents, and so I want to move to another place, to a flat.
To another country, Anya. To another country.
Country, yes, country. First, I will travel, and then I will make a decision where I want to
not
live.
you and your husband. You're just going to make the decision and make him follow you, are you?
Well, I don't know.
Will accept.
He will have to accept, maybe, because I didn't hear from him that he wants somewhere to travel. Only I want.
That's very dictatorial.
He didn't say anything about it.
It's like you're the boss and he has to do what you say. It'll be an interesting time when you tell him your plans, I think.
Well, he used to be my boss. He used to be. But now I want to hear myself. And I want to look inside of myself what I want, which wishes I have. Except my husband. So I think we will do something with it together, maybe.
How about you, Anton? What are you thinking of doing in the coming year? Marrying your teddy bear and settling down and having some little baby cubs?
We are already married, John. Yeah, we are married.
So are you going to take a German passport?
Yeah. And I hope I will travel also somewhere to the south, I hope. Yeah. What else? Next year, I'm planning to move to another city, maybe bigger city, because now I live in a small town, 70,000 people only. Yeah? But I'm planning to move to a bigger city. Yeah, I have. I hope. Yeah, I have choice: Düsseldorf, München, or Frankfurt am Main. Yeah, so I have to choose which city I will.
Do you want to stay in Germany where they speak that funny little language?
You know, in every federal state in Germany, they speak totally different dialects. Yeah, so when you go to one city, they have their own dialect. Yeah, you move to another, they speak another dialect. Yeah, so well, you have to get used to it. You know, there are so many dialects; it's not possible to know all of them.
Do you understand all of them?
Yeah, I understand all of them because um, I'm working now in one company where I have to talk to clients. And last month I talked to 1,000 people, yeah, from different parts of Germany, from south, from north, yeah. So and also I had 500 English clients in Germany, yeah. They had problems because they don't understand German, just like John doesn't understand German.
Well,
Yeah?
obviously, we just can't understand why those silly German people don't learn English like the rest of the world.
You know, and it was quite a challenge because I understood that sometimes when you speak a lot of German, yeah, then you start speaking a mixture of English and German. Like you speak English, but then you mix with German words, yeah. So it's a mixture then, yeah. Funny, yeah, because you speak all the time German and then English clients come, yeah, and they say that we don't understand anything like what they want from us. But you know, you came to Germany, so you have to speak German, yeah, because if you live, yeah, in Germany, you need to speak, yeah, the language.
Why?
Because John, you know, it's respect to the country you are living in. You respect.
No, it's educational. If you don't speak German, you only speak English. You are helping them join the rest of the world to join into the international language.
You know, when you are in München, everybody speaks English, yeah. So
in Munich.
yeah, München, it's in German, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Munchen. You know, Munchen sounds like someone who's eating fast, doesn't it? I was munching away on the banana. You know, what? In Munich.
Okay, in English, yes, Ursula, Munich, yeah, in English, yeah. But yeah, but people speak their English everywhere in Munich, yeah, so it's easy, yeah.
So that's the educated part of the country, yes?
Yeah, educated, yeah. Uneducated, it's the villages. So if you go somewhere to a village, yeah, they speak only German there, yeah, so.
Like the village that you live in, yes? With the 70,000 people.
No, it's not a village, it's a town. Here, there is a museum, a very famous composer, Richard Wagner. I hope you know him, yeah? Do you know Richard Wagner?
Wagner, I know of, yes.
Yeah, he was born here.
Hitler's most favorite composer.
Yeah, so he was born here, and there is a museum. So a lot of tourists come. People speak English because there are a lot of tourists, yeah? We have a museum, we have the house where this composer lived, yeah, so people speak, and there is a university, of course, international university, so people speak English, yeah. I mean, villages, it's villages where there are 20,000 people, yeah, so like that. There they speak only German. Or if it's border with Poland, they speak Polish also there. A lot of Polish people.
There's a lot of Polish people in England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
we
example,
have areas in London that are very Polish.
I have a lot of friends, yeah. So a German man is married to a Polish woman, yeah. So such international families, yeah.
So a lot of people relocated, right?
Yeah, from Poland. So Ukrainians relocate to Poland
And from Poland to Germany.
relocate to Germany. You see?
But the problem is, so many you keep changing the borders over there. That's your historical problem. I mean, if you take a city like Lvov, it's now in Ukraine, but previously it was part of Lithuania. Previously it was part of Germany. You keep changing the borders, which Fortunately, we've never had to do that. Our border has always been the same.
I talked to a lot of Polish people, and they say that, oh, Lwów, it's our city. So Polish people consider Lwów to be their city, belonging to Poland.
Yeah, this is true.
A lot of Polish people have left the UK now because the UK is not in Europe. They've gone home, which has been very popular here.
John, and how is Britain now after the Brexit? So what is the economic situation?
All those horror stories about, oh, if you leave Europe, you'll go bankrupt, or you won't be able to do this. They were all lies, as we always knew they would be. That Britain is doing just fine. Thank you. And if you take all the advantages, for instance, when you look at the chaos in Europe over vaccines and how they couldn't get the vaccine, they couldn't decide, then when they did have the vaccine, who gets it, which country, equal shares. I am so pleased we're not in Europe because we organized it ourselves. Most of it was made here anyway, and we have got the highest rate of double vaccinated people anywhere on the European continent. And if we'd have still been in Europe, we'd have had the Germans, the French, the Italians, and everybody else saying, oh, you've got too many vaccines, you have to share them with us because we're all in the same club. So I am so pleased that we are not
the club.
Europe. Yes. I mean, come on, what kind of crazy person would join a club of 29 people where most of the people don't speak your language and don't understand a word that you're saying? I mean, you'd have to be crazy. I mean, if there was a social club in your city or in your town and you decided to join it and you found that only one other person spoke the same language as you, you think, what a waste of time. And that's exactly the situation we was in. One country in the European Union has English as its first language, and it's the smallest country, Malta. So what's the point of us being in a club like that?
Right.
Yeah.
So in general, most people, although there's still some idiots who think it was a good thing to be in Europe, most people are so pleased. We are still having some, I can see us going to war with France anytime soon. That would be good. The French keep sending these boatloads of migrants. I do not understand how people from Syria and all these countries, they manage to get into Europe. They travel all the way across Europe. And then when they get to France, the French are letting them get on these little boats and trying to cross to Britain. So personally, I think we should go to war with France and sink every boat that leaves France. And it doesn't matter if it's a refugee boat, a French fishing boat, a French Navy boat, sink a lot of them and we will be very happy.
John, I think that there is another way out. Yeah. If French people send you refugees from Afghanistan, yeah, you can send those refugees further away to America.
I have this general idea that you see, the problem is when you consider how many people come from illegally from France to Britain, there's thousands of them. There was more than 1,000 in one day a couple of months ago. How many people go from Britain to France illegally? None.
No.
So somewhere along the line, there is something very horrible about France, that all these people, they want to leave France and come here. And I don't understand what is so bad about France. Let them all go to Germany, like you, Anton. Let them all be immigrants like you in Germany. Let them all go there. They can take their teddy bears and everything. They can all go and live in Germany. But we don't want them here.
We are citizens. We are not immigrants. No, no, no.
You are native speaker there, right? Native speaker. You represent yourself as a native speaker, right?
Of course, yeah.
You're a liar. Your
Do
native
people
language
believe you?
is
Really?
My native language is German, John.
Oh. Do people believe you? Believe you? Your students?
Well, actually, I pretend in Germany that I don't speak Russian at all. So, for example, when some Frau Olga Samsonova from Berlin or someone else says, "Oh, can you speak Russian to me?" I say no, and people believe. I had Herr Vladimir from Berlin and said, "Can you help me? I need Russian speakers." I said, "No, I don't know anyone who speaks Russian."
Only English and German.
Yeah, when for example I have clients at work, yeah, I say only English or German. Yeah, only English or German.
So you are paid good, right? Paid well.
Yeah, I'm paid
Very
better.
good
Of course, better than
as a native speaker.
Yeah, I'm paid.
You are cool.
Yeah.
You're just frightened that they'll be offended that you might be a Russian and that they will throw you out of the country. That's what it is.
No, I have relatives who have lived here for 35 years, so I will not be thrown away. Yeah.
The Germans dislike Russians almost as much as the English.
You know, I don't like Russians, especially from Moscow, because you know they're so obnoxious, annoying, with lots of problems, especially those who come from Moscow. And you know, in Moscow they have this tradition. They have, for example, a flat on Rublovka. You know, Rublovka is a very famous and rich district in Moscow. They let this flat to someone, yeah, so they get money for this rent, yeah, from those people, and they live in Germany, yeah, for this money, yeah, for example, and their flat is in Moscow, yeah, but they live in Berlin, they live in Hamburg, yeah, but their behavior is terrible, you know, just like typical Russian person from Moscow, yeah. They shout, yeah. They are never satisfied, and they always like, "I'm the best," yeah. So, like Frau Tamara, I remember one woman, 65 years old. "I have been living in Germany for 40 years, yeah. I have the rights." Oh my God, it's terrible. I don't
Well, that's
like.
what you're saying. But you've only lived there 35 years, so you haven't got quite as much right as her, your family.
Yeah.
You only live there 10 minutes. Let's be honest. I mean,
But
you are.
Frau Ursula is from Germany. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
I know the Germans are quite into this gay
John, it's your
LGBT.
country.
I don't think they've included teddy bears into that yet, Anton. I think you've got a while to wait for the teddy bear movement to take over.
Teddy bear move. Yeah, Germany is a very, very gay-oriented country. Yeah, that's true.
It's funny. It'd be interesting when I'll be going to Uganda soon, where it is still illegal to be gay.
Oh, that's terrible.
Why? No, I think it's great. I feel very uncomfortable when I see two men walking along the street holding hands and kissing each other.
So
It makes
you
me
have never
very
seen
uncomfortable.
men kissing each other, no?
Well, I feel not good when I see two men together, holding each other, kissing at someone.
I feel quite okay. Yeah.
Well, just
I have here my.
I don't want to blame them.
I
but-
have 4 people and they are a couple. Yeah, so 2 men who live together here, Germans. Yeah, so they're my friends. So it's quite okay.
But most of them are pretty good people.
Sure, I respect them. Yeah, because they are people. Yeah, so I have to respect them.
But it's not common here in Ukraine.
In Ukraine, yes, but in Germany, it's common.
Not common.
And in England, it's common too, because gay marriages are allowed in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, well, there's a public face and there is real life. And if you come from, trust me, if you went to parts of London where I grew up, the poor parts of London, Elton John, the singer, and his husband or whatever their relationship is, they may appear on telly and be accepted. If two men were to walk into one of the bars or pubs in the part of London where I was born, holding hands and they kissed each other, within 10 minutes, they would need an ambulance.
Oh my
because
God.
they would be beaten up and thrown out, because whilst it is acceptable in terms of politically, in real life, it's very different, Anton. It is very different.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there is such situation with gays in that country.
But John, what is your attitude? So Elton John is respected in England. So what is your attitude toward him?
I find him like any other two guys walking in on the street holding hands, and that I find it quite repugnant. And as much as I would probably get a very big paycheck if someone asked me to work on the Elton John show, I would refuse. I don't need the money that much, thank you, to work with gays. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. And there's a big debate at the moment. There was a TV program recently where Anne Boleyn, one of the wives of Henry VIII, was portrayed on TV by a black actress. Now, obviously, in real life, she was white. So now there's like lots of they've really was a bit stupid. They've shot themselves in the foot, because we have all these equal rights laws, and now the people who oppose that are saying, and in my industry also, if you're making a movie about Nelson Mandela or someone like that, you have to give equal opportunities to white actors to play the part. So if there's a role for Barack Obama or Nelson Mandela, I must be equally considered as a card-carrying equity actor in the British industry. They must consider me equally for the role as they would a black man. And that is causing terrible problems at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, equality is fine as long as you keep it within reason. But when you're saying that historical characters, like it'd be like they made a documentary about Princess Diana. It would be ridiculous if it was a black woman who played her in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. She's a wife.
How about having a black man play Adolf Hitler in the movie? I mean, come on, it would just be totally crazy, wouldn't it?
It's weird.
Hollywood, for example, when they film, they want to include all characters. So there should be a white woman, a black woman, a gay person in the film. So they want to include everyone.
To teach everyone to be tolerant, right?
Yeah.
But but you're teaching that. I mean, when it's a historical movie, all right, I know Hollywood is the most terrible place in the world. Never let facts get in the way of a good movie. I mean, if you saw Braveheart, the movie with Mel Gibson, it is the most ridiculous. It's a fantastic movie to watch if you accept it as just like Lord of the Rings. It's a total fantasy movie, but nothing in it is historically correct. Nothing in it is historically correct. So it's just a fantasy movie. And you can't really do that. I mean, I can't see Alexander the Great being played by, I don't know, a tall black American actor. I mean, it would just be totally ridiculous. And that's what they're trying to do now. That's what they're trying to do now. I mean, there was one actor, he had to play a role where he was gay, but in real life, he's not gay. So they were trying to take it to court and saying it was unfair. But now they've let a black woman play a white queen. They can't do that anymore because everything can work the other way. So it's getting ridiculous now. I don't want to sit on a table where there are two men holding hands and kissing each other on the next table while I'm eating a meal with my girlfriend. I would find that offensive.
Is the same situation with women who are holding each other hands?
If you see lesbians,
that's quite difficult, isn't it? Because women do hold hands. I mean, it's a girly thing.
Oh yeah.
Two women walking along the
ladies'
road
room together.
hands, two sisters walking along the road holding hands together is quite normal. Two brothers don't do that. It's a man-woman thing. Two women sitting on the table next to me kissing each other when it was obviously not a peck saying, "Oh, thank you for the present." That would be equally as uncomfortable for me. That would be equally uncomfortable. And the adoption, how can two men adopt a child?
Well, it's a terrible situation, I think, with adopting children. For me, it's not acceptable when two men adopt a child. They have to ask a child if a child wants
or two women. Let's be equal here. Even two women adopting a child, I find that rather uncomfortable, because what kind of role does that set up? As in, the world, the normal part of the world is this: when you're from birth, you're teaching a child something that is not the norm.
Yes.
It'd be like Anton and his teddy bear adopting a child. You know, I mean, come on, what kind of role model would that be for a child?
Guys, John and Anya, I will invite you to Munich, and we will go together to a gay club, and we'll go to a gay parade. I promise you, come to me to Germany.
Oh my God.
Anton, you've seen the size of me, and from your own personal problems of the past, you know the kind of character I am. How many of these gay people do you want me to leave spread on the floor?
I feel like I'm afraid of going of visiting any gays club where there are a lot of gays.
Yeah, we are in Germany.
I'm afraid.
So we're in Germany. You will enjoy.
Scary.
I'm going back to Thailand, which has a strange reputation, because the first time I was working in Thailand, I went on a bus with one of the I think it was a cameraman. I think it was a cameraman, one of the technical people anyway. And we were on this bus, and he said, "Have a look round the bus." He said, "Tell me what you think is the best looking man and what you think is the prettiest woman on the bus." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, almost certainly the prettiest woman is a man, and the best looking man is almost certainly gay." What? It is frightening. In that country, these things are acceptable. And I know that many of the bars and clubs and restaurants you go, the hostesses who look very beautiful, it's difficult to know whether or not they are male or female.
You have to ask. You can ask them.
I feel very uncomfortable. Fortunately, I have a girlfriend there, and I don't have to worry about that situation. But yes, it is becoming a very strange world. And I do have a lot of respect for those countries that still say men are men, women are women, and that was the way it was from the time of our great grandparents, and we don't see any reason to change it.
Yes, I do agree.
So Anton, you see, you and your teddy bear are in a minority again.
Ursula, we are in minority.
Well, How is Ursula's TikTok?
Well, she gets new subscribers, but we still need
Oh, really?
1,000. We still need 1,000, yeah, viewers.
You're breaking up, Anton.
Yeah, one moment.
I do not do TikTok.
Maybe you should start.
Well,
TikTok
maybe
is one of
probably
those
I will, but I don't have it right now.
I've
Do not
seen
do
people
any TikToks.
pretending to be actors on TikTok,
Yeah.
and it is appalling. So I'm not going to go down that road. It would be a insult to my industry if I did that.
It's going to be something different if you go there. It's going to be something unusual.
I do lots of unusual things in my working life. I don't need to do those kind of things on TikTok.
Yes.
And I don't know, I would feel very uncomfortable doing something like that. It would be, I don't know, someone who plays football for, I don't know, Dynamo Kiev suddenly deciding to play for Pavlograd's women's team or something. It would be, yeah. It's just the wrong way to go.
Maybe
But for your teddy bear, it's probably great.
Yes, well, the audience in TikTok is special. It seems to be special, different, something that is not in Facebook or Instagram. It's like I don't know, children.
I don't know. Maybe I have seen some very funny videos people have sent me. I'm never quite sure whether or not they're real videos or they've been set up to be funny. Some of them look a little bit false sometimes.
I think there are a lot of false videos and false people, false videos, situations. They are making it for kids, for people who likes, I don't know, watching something about about dancing, jumping, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with a lot of the things. I mean, I have a YouTube channel where there's clips from TV programs and trailers from movies that I've been in. And then there was one outtake that they put there. And because there was a rape scene in a movie, it just said outtake of rape scene. And I guess when people are searching the internet, everybody saw that 4-letter word rape, and that got 1,000 hits in like 4 weeks. People were looking, and I thought, no, there's something very wrong in this. Whereas the serious things get a couple of hundred, that one got hit on by probably some strange people. Yeah. So I'm not comfortable with lots of the things on the internet.
Yes, but we all have to subscribe on Ursula's TikTok channel
to make 1,000 viewers.
I have liked a few of Ursula's things, so I do put likes there. Yeah. But as I'm I'm not even registered on TikTok, so there we are. But I did get quite hooked on one. There is one girl group from Korea that I just found on YouTube. One of their videos, and then I thought these girls are great. I downloaded all their videos, did all the research, and found out by the time I found out who they really were, the group split up 2 years ago, so I can't go to see them, which is really upsetting. They were so good, I wanted to see them live. But anyway. Yeah. I am in touch with one of the 3 girls. I do talk now. I managed to do it through one of the TV companies I work for. They put me in touch with one of the 3 girls singers. So we do exchange messages, and I will meet her for a coffee if ever I'm in Korea. Wow. So that's interesting. That's amazing. Yeah, I think I put one of their videos on my Facebook page, the 3 girls who sing the harmony music. But one of them now I've I've got as a friend, and we just message. So interesting life.
Yes.
But I don't speak Korean, of course.
But they speak English, all the Korean girls.
Fortunately, yes, they do. So my Russian is improving. My Romanian, Moldovan, that's improving. And I'm learning some Thai, which is a bit helpful. Even just to be able to say please, thank you, that kind of thing. And numbers is good.
I'm good at Russian very well because I used to live in Russia and finished school there. So I'm very good at Russian. I wanted to be a Russian teacher, Russian language teacher.
I've never had a lesson. I've never had a lesson, but living in Ukraine for what, 9 or 10 years, I had to learn. And I've learnt badly, I know, because my Russian
Ukrainian.
grammar is terrible. I wish now, on reflection, I'd learnt Ukrainian and not Russian. Because all my friends tell me we are a nation, we are Ukraine, we have our own language. The Russian language was forced on us, so everybody really needs to be speaking Ukrainian. And I feel sad that I learnt Russian and I didn't really learn Ukrainian.
Well, I speak Ukrainian not so well as Russian. Even I live in Ukraine, but my Ukrainian is not so good phonetically.
When I turn the TV
Russian.
on, I listen for about 2 seconds and think, that's Russian, I understand. And then it's a case of, oh, that's Ukrainian. I only understand half of the words.
Yeah, Russians speak like here. Their voice is like here, a little bit deep, right? Deeply here. And Ukrainian are like lips. Their voice is near their lips. It's just
I don't know. There was a time when Anton and I did some work for the same TV station, and in the first series that I did for them, they auditioned for a girl to be my partner presenter, and all the girls that turned up, they said they spoke with a Ukrainian and I have no idea what a Ukrainian is. And because they wanted to sell this series to Russian TV channels, they had to get a girl that spoke Russian with a Russian not a Ukrainian and I couldn't tell the difference, but apparently there is a difference.
Yes, there is a big difference, but
you can tell the difference between a Ukrainian girl speaking Russian and a Russian girl speaking Russian.
Well, I think that there is a little difference, just. But
they thought that the Russian TV channels would not buy the series if they thought the girl had a Ukrainian. There was something Ukrainian about her voice, so they had to get a different girl.
So
it
girls
very
in
well.
Russia, yeah, they speak Russian, like real Moscow Russian, and here you can hear the difference. Even if they speak Russian, but they live in Ukraine, so there's something Ukrainian in their Russian, in their voice and sounds.
I would never know that, but the directors at the TV company, they felt that there was a problem. Which was quite strange because they obviously got an agency to send girls, and there was something like 15 or 16 beautiful girls turn up for this interview. I wasn't there that day, but apparently all the guys in the TV station suddenly needed to go to the toilet very often so they could walk up and down the corridor to look at all the girls. And they ended up giving the work to a Russian girl who already worked at the TV station. Unfortunately, she couldn't walk. She spoke beautiful Russian, but she couldn't walk. So after about 20 episodes, they had to kill the series because she never got up from a chair. She spent all the episodes sat in a chair. Well, I did the horse riding, the playing tennis, all the activity things I did, and she just sat in the chair. So
It's
but
boring.
it was good fun.
And
It
weird.
worked. It worked. It
Mhm.
worked, but after a while, they got to the point where they couldn't think of new ideas where the girl doesn't move. So yes, sad.
Well, about Russian and Ukrainian languages here in Ukraine, I know a lot of people who do business here in Ukraine, and if they have some Instagrams, Facebook, they prefer writing everything in Russian because this is the most common language in the world, throughout the world, more than Ukrainian, and people understand Russian more than Ukrainian, so they don't do their Instagram profiles in Ukrainian language because it's not
Most of my friends in Ukraine use English rather than Ukrainian or Russian for their Instagram and Facebook pages, which surprises me. Surprises
Yes,
me.
it really they do. I know such people.
But maybe I only know the English speakers. I don't know, maybe. But I know on my Adna Klasiki page, everybody uses Russian there. I still have an Adna Klasiki page. I looked yesterday because you can't access it from Ukraine, can you? It's blocked from Ukraine.
Yes, it's blocked, and VKontakte also.
Yeah, I had both.
Via VPN, you can go in there via VPN or something like this. I don't know.
There's no problem. In England, it's not blocked. It's not blocked if you log in from England. So while I'm here, I log in to see Contacty and Adna Klasiki and see what my Russian-speaking friends are doing. Most of them are still in Ukraine, believe it or not. Some of my friends, I used to have family and friends in Golovka, whichever you want. They moved when the problem started. They moved to Western Ukraine.
Yes. Yes.
Depending on if you're Russian or Ukrainian, Golovka or Holovka apparently is
Russian
different.
Gorlovka and Ukrainian Horlovka.
That's it. The H and the G. Yes, okay.
Yes.
So I had an apartment there, which I'm sure I will never ever see again.
Really, you do there in Gorlovka?
Yes.
It's a pity.
Long time before the Troubles, my first ever Ukrainian girlfriend lived there, and her parents lived there, and I bought a little apartment there. It was unbelievably cheap at the time, but
Yes.
I don't think I'll ever be seeing that again.
Well, I think it's trouble to see it again because
I don't want to cross
there.
I don't want to cross into the whatever republic it is part of now. So yes, that will not be good. So, and she found somebody and moved to Moscow, and her parents, I think her parents moved to Poland of all places. But
Many of my friends moved to Moscow, to Russia. Many moved there.
It does seem that,
and to Poland also, Poland.
but
Russia
not further into Ukraine.
You break up.
They didn't move into Ukraine?
No. They live there. In Poland, they stayed in Poland and in Russia, in Moscow. They love living there in Moscow, for example. They say it is good time there for living. I don't know.
They tell me it's very expensive to live in Moscow.
Yes. It's more expensive than in Poland.
Oh, much. Someone told me the center of Moscow is more expensive than the center of London, which is frightening. I couldn't live in the center of London for sure. Yes. So Anton and his teddy bear has disappeared. This has been a very strange week.
Maybe Anthony decided to start working with his job. What does he do? What does he do?
I have
I don't-
no idea what Anton does.
Yeah, and he took his teddy bear with him. Anthony,
Yeah,
Anton or Anthony? Okay.
he's left. He's left the room. It's really strange because it says 3 of 6 people in the call on my screen.
6. Oh yeah, участников звонка. Yeah, participants of the call. 3 from
Of 6.
And
So
everybody is silent.
So where are the other 3 people who are supposedly in the call?
Me, Liberty School, Anthony doesn't participate. Valeria Zavadovska doesn't participate, and Maria Hizhniak. I don't know if they are online here. Are you here, people? No.
One was on the underground, on the tube, as we call it in London. But yeah, it's very peculiar.
Yes.
So what are your plans for the rest of the evening? Because it's much later with you than it is with me.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock, 5 minutes here. It's night. I did homework with my daughter. I helped her. Now she's with my mother. So I think
With
they
your
probably,
mother or your husband's mother?
my mother, not my husband's, my mother. My husband took her to my mother's flat, so she's there already. I think she's sleeping now. Maybe she's sleeping because it's late. So, and how much time is there in your
Here
place?
it is 9 minutes past 7 in the
Oh,
evening in England at the moment. Although it's very dark, we wouldn't know. And so yeah, my evening is about finished. I'm going to have something to eat, a drink, and then I will watch a TV show on computer. We have
yes.
lots of free streaming in the UK, so you can watch lots of programs from free on computer. So that I may do before I go to sleep.
And I'm going to read something about business in English. I like reading about business in English. It's more comfortable for me to understand, to realize mentally. Like it's better than in Russian. It's better, much better.
And then tomorrow I have to go for a PCR test. So at 12:50 I have an appointment for them to give me a test to see if I can travel on Tuesday. So that's my schedule really for the next few days.
Okay.
And if all is well, at 9:30 on Tuesday morning, I will be flying off to the sunshine of, well, first Bahrain, because I have to change flights in Bahrain, and then I fly on to Thailand. So I'm looking for a nice warm Christmas.
You have a very good schedule, interesting time spending. So
the only problem is they do not
it's
really.
not so interesting. Tomorrow, just going to walk with my daughter, maybe with my niece.
I don't know. There's lots of nice places and things that you can do if the restrictions are not so tight. Yeah, the restrictions are here. You must wear a mask if you go in a shop. You must wear a mask if you go on public transport. They're bringing more and more restrictions in here.
Well, here is not so strict about masks, except McDonald's. If you want to have coffee in McDonald's, you have to wear a mask and show your PCR application on the phone. So
yeah, I've been trying to get that app on my phone and it's not been working. I've been very annoyed about that. So we have, our system is not working well for getting the app on your phone here. Getting the app on the phone is not the problem. Then you have to photograph and send them your ID. And 12 times they've returned my photo ID saying we can't read it properly. And when I look at the photographs, I can read every word and see everything. So I think there is something wrong with the government app here at the moment. There's been lots of complaints about it.
I see. Well, so I think I don't know what to do.
I think we will say good night. Obviously, Anton has fallen asleep with his teddy bear already.
Maybe. It's funny if they are sleeping now already.
Anton can do strange things. So there we are. I hope I see you again sometime.
Me too. And I've never seen you, and today is the first time. I'm pleased, very pleased to meet you, to hear you, and to talk to you.
I'm surprised. Anton and I worked at the TV station. I thought he still used some of the TV programs as his learning tools, but never mind. I wish you a very happy Christmas and a good New Year, and maybe we'll see each other in January.
We will, I think, yes.
Okay, so good night from England.
And good night to you from Ukraine, Dnipro. Bye.
Take care. Bye.